Stop whatever you're doing for a second, because I need to tell you something that your bank doesn't want you to think too hard about. Right now, as you're watching this video, there is no human being looking at your bank account. There is no person reviewing your spending. There is no financial advisor sitting in an office somewhere thinking about your retirement. It's a machine, a very, very smart machine, and that machine knows more about your financial habits than your own mother does. It knows what time you usually get paid. It knows when you're stressed because your spending pattern changes. It knows you bought fast food 4 times last week because you had a rough one. It knows you're 3 days away from overdrafting before you do. And here's the part that will either excite you or keep you up at night. That machine is getting smarter every single day. AI has fully taken over finance, not partially, not kind of, fully. And the wild thing is, most people are just out here living their lives completely unaware of how deep this goes, and more importantly, how much they could be benefiting from it if they just knew what to do. So that's what today is about. No fluff, no panic, no hype, just the real, plain English breakdown of what is actually happening to your money, why it matters for regular people like us, and the exact moves you can make right now to use this moment to build actual wealth. Buckle up, this one's gonna hit different. All right, let's go back real quick. Like 10 years back, if you wanted financial advice in 2015, you had basically two options. Option one, you called up a financial advisor. But here's the thing, those folks typically required you to have a minimum of $100,000 just to sit down with them. And then they'd charge you 1% of your assets every single year just to manage your money. For most regular people, that was a hard no. Option two, you figured it out yourself. You Googled stuff, maybe read a book. Maybe asked your parents who also didn't really know, and you winged it. And that worked out great for some people, and absolutely terribly for others. There was no in between. Fast forward to today, and the entire landscape has flipped. AI has demolished both of those barriers. You don't need $100,000. You don't need to figure it out alone. You have access, right now, on your phone, to tools that are smarter, faster, and more personalized than any human financial advisor could ever be. And the craziest part, most of it is free. Or close to it. So the question isn't whether AI is changing finance. That ship has sailed, fam. The question is, are you on the ship or are you still standing on the dock watching it leave? Because the people who figure this out early are going to have a massive head start. And I mean massive. So let's make sure you're one of them. Let's start with what's already happening, because this part is going to low-key blow your mind. You have been living with AI in your finances for years. You just didn't know what to call it. First thing, fraud detection. You know that moment when you swipe your card somewhere random and 30 seconds later you get a text saying, "Did you authorize this charge?" That is an AI model that has been quietly studying every single purchase you've ever made. It knows your patterns so deeply that the second something doesn't fit, it flags it immediately. No human being could do that at scale. Not even close. That AI has probably saved your account more than once without you even knowing it happened. Second thing, your credit score decisions. If you've applied for a credit card, a car loan, or an apartment in the last few years, AI made that call, not a person. The system pulled your data, ran it through a model that weighs hundreds of different factors, and spit out a decision in minutes. And here's the part that actually matters. Newer AI systems are now looking beyond just your credit score. Some fintech lenders are analyzing things like how consistently you pay your utility bills, your income deposit patterns, even how you use your banking app to make lending decisions. That is huge for people who have thin credit files or who are just getting started. The old system locked a lot of people out. AI is slowly unlocking that door. Third, your investment account, if you have one. Even the big legacy brokerage platforms like Fidelity and Charles Schwab have quietly built AI into their systems. Tax loss harvesting, automatic rebalancing, personalized fund recommendations, stuff that used to require a professional is now just running in the background, automatically on your behalf. You're getting services that used to cost thousands of dollars a year, and most people don't even realize it's happening. Okay, real talk time. Because I promised you no hype and no sugarcoating, so let's address the side of this that actually deserves your attention. First, the bias issue. AI learns from historical data, and here's the uncomfortable truth. Historical financial data in America is built on a foundation that includes redlining, discriminatory lending, and decades of systemic inequality baked right into the numbers. When you train an AI on that data, sometimes it doesn't just learn from the past. It repeats it. There are documented cases of AI systems denying loans to people in certain zip codes at disproportionate rates, flagging accounts that don't fit what the training data decided was a normal profile. This is a real problem that regulators are actively trying to address. You should know it exists. You should pay attention to it. If you ever feel like you were unfairly denied credit or treated differently by a financial institution, you have the right to ask questions and dispute those decisions. Don't just accept an algorithm's verdict as final. Second, your data. These systems are extraordinarily powerful because they have extraordinarily detailed information about you. Your spending habits, your location data, your income patterns, your financial stress signals, all of it is being collected, analyzed, and yes, in some cases, sold. You have a right to know what data your financial apps are collecting and what they're doing with it. Read the privacy policy, or at least the summary version. Know what you're trading your data for. Make sure the trade is worth it. Third, and I'm not going to dwell on this because it's not the main point of today, some jobs are going away. Bank teller positions have been declining for years. Certain back-office finance roles are being automated. That is real, and it affects real people. But new jobs are also being created. AI oversight, fintech development, financial data analysis, roles that didn't exist 5 years ago. The overall message isn't doom. It's adapt. All right, here's where we get to the part that actually changes your day-to-day life. Because knowing about AI is cool, using it to build wealth is better. Let's talk about the specific tools that regular people, not finance bros, not tech nerds, regular everyday people, should know about and actually use. Tool 1. AI budgeting apps. I'm talking about Clio, YNAB, and the built-in tools inside apps like Chime, SoFi, and Monarch Money. These are not your grandma's budgeting spreadsheets. These apps analyze your spending in real time, predict upcoming expenses before you even think about them, and warn you before you're about to make a financial mistake. Clio specifically has this feature where it will straight up roast you in a notification if you've been overspending. And I know that sounds goofy, but honestly, sometimes you need your budgeting app to have zero chill. Sometimes you need something to say, hey bestie, you spent $340 on DoorDash this month, for it to actually land. And unlike telling a friend about your finances, which is awkward, telling an app is completely judgment-free. Use that. Tool 2. Robo-advisors for investing. Betterment, Wealthfront, SoFi Invest, Fidelity Go. These platforms use AI to manage your investment portfolio automatically. You put money in, tell it your goals and your timeline, and it handles literally everything else. The rebalancing when the market shifts. The tax optimization at the end of the year. The dividend reinvestment. You don't need to know what any of those words mean in depth right now. You just need to start. Set up a Roth IRA on one of these platforms. Set up an automatic monthly contribution, even $50, and let the machine work. That $50 a month at 22 years old is going to look completely different at 55, and you will be so glad you started. Tool 3. AI Financial Assistance. Okay, this one is slept on, and I need you to pay attention. Large language model tools, the kind that can read documents, answer complex questions, and explain things in plain English, are genuinely the most underutilized financial resource available to regular people right now. You can paste your credit card agreement and ask, explain this to me like I'm 20. You can describe your financial situation and ask, what should I prioritize, paying off my student loans or building my emergency fund? You can ask, what does it mean that my 401k is invested in a target date fund, and is that good for me? These are questions that used to require an expensive professional. Now you can get a thoughtful, personalized answer in 30 seconds for free. That is not a small thing. That is a genuinely massive shift in access, and you should be taking full advantage of it. All right, we're in the home stretch, and this is the part I really want to land for you. Because there's a difference between people who watch a video like this and think, that's interesting, and people who watch a video like this and actually do something. I want you to be the second kind of person. So here are 3 specific moves, not vague advice, actual moves, that you can make this week to put yourself ahead. Move 1. Audit your current apps. Go through your phone right now and look at every finance-related app you have. Your bank app, your credit card app, your investing app if you have one. Go into the settings or the features section. I guarantee you there are AI-powered tools inside those apps that you have never touched. Spending insights, savings goals, credit score monitoring, automated savings roundups. Turn them on. Set them up. These features exist, they're free, and you're leaving money and information on the table by ignoring them. Move 2. Open one account this week that you don't have yet. If you don't have a high-yield savings account, open one today. Ali, Marcus, SoFi, pick one. If you don't have an investment account, open a Roth IRA on Betterment or Fidelity Go this week. If you don't have a credit building card, apply for a secured card with a platform that uses AI to help you build credit responsibly. Pick the one that applies to you and do it this week. Not next month, not when things calm down. This week. Momentum matters more than perfection in personal finance. Move 3. Ask one financial question you've been too embarrassed to ask. You know the question, the one you've been carrying around for months. Should I pay off debt or invest? Is my 401k actually doing anything? What does my credit utilization mean, and why does it keep going up? Ask it. to an AI tool, to a Reddit community, to a trusted person in your life. Stop letting that question sit unanswered, because the answer might be the exact thing that unlocks your next financial move. I want to leave you with something that I think about a lot. For most of human history, wealth was inherited. You were born into money or you weren't. Then for a while, wealth became about education. Go to the right school, get the right degree, get access to the right opportunities. And for a lot of people that worked, but it also locked a lot of people out. People who couldn't afford the school. People whose families didn't know which doors to knock on. People who were smart, hardworking, and deserving but just didn't have the map. What is happening right now with AI and finance is something genuinely different. For the first time, the tools, the real tools, the ones that actually build and manage and grow wealth, are becoming available to everybody. Not just people with the right last name, not just people who went to the right school. Everybody, including you, including the first-generation kid who has nobody in their family to ask about investing, including the person who got burned by a payday loan at 19 because nobody taught them better, including anyone who has ever felt like the financial system wasn't built with them in mind. The tools are here. The access is real. What you do with it is entirely up to you. And I genuinely, truly believe that if you take one thing from today and act on it, just one thing, you are starting a chain reaction in your financial life that your future self is going to feel deeply. That future version of you is counting on the you that's watching this right now. Don't let them down. Drop a comment with the one move you're making this week. I read every single one. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and I'll see you in the next one. We're just getting started.